Financial freedom does not require a genius IQ, rich parents, or secret connections. It requires simple money systems that you repeat every day until they become part of who you are. These systems are small, but over time, they separate people who stay stuck from people who quietly build stability and then real wealth. This book gives you 8 tiny habits. Each habit is simple enough to start today. Each takes only a few minutes. Each one, if repeated for 90 days, can transform the way you think about money and the way you manage it in real life. The year 2026 is full of noise. AI investing tools everywhere, digital gold, crypto speculation, rising living costs, and constant pressure to spend. In that chaos, financially literate people do not panic. They see clearly. They understand cash flow, priorities, and risk. They do not need miracles. They have habits.
You do not have to be perfect to win with money. You only have to be consistent with a few key behaviors. This ebook is your guide to those behaviors. Open your mind. Read slowly. Imagine yourself living each habit. Then start with just one today. Chapter 1. Track every single expense. The first habit of financial literacy is simple. Know exactly where your money goes. Not roughly, not I think. Exactly. Most people cannot answer this question honestly. How much did I spend last week, and on what? They remember rent, a big bill, maybe a restaurant. But small purchases disappear from memory. Snacks, delivery, online upgrades, random subscriptions. These small choices quietly destroy budgets. The habit is this. Write down every single expense, every day. Use the simplest tool possible so you have no excuse. Your phone notes app is enough. Each time you spend money, you immediately log it. Example, coffee $4.75, 2:15 p.m. Uber 12:30, 6:45 p.m. Snacks 3:20, 9:10 p.m. That is it. No judging, just recording. At the end of each day, or at least every 2 days, you quickly review and place each expense into one of 5 categories. 1. Fixed. Rent, bills, minimum debt payments. 2. Food. Groceries and eating out. 3. Transport. Gas, public transport, rides. 4. Entertainment. Movies, apps, streaming, fun. 5. Waste. Everything that clearly does not help your future or your real happiness. The waste category is powerful. Most people avoid admitting waste. When you clearly see how much of your money is going into waste, you naturally start to change. You do not need motivation videos. The numbers themselves push you.
In the first week, tracking may feel annoying. In the second week, you will start to notice patterns. In the first month, you will likely discover that $200 to $500 in your currency were going into things you do not even care about that much. That money can be redirected into savings, debt payoff, or investing. You cannot control what you cannot see. Tracking every expense turns your financial life from a guessing game into something you can actually manage. Chapter 2. The Daily Bank Review Ritual. The second habit is to look at your money every day, not just when there is a problem. Most people open their banking app only when they are stressed. Financially literate people open it daily as a calm routine.
Once a day, preferably at the same time, for example, 8 p.m., you open your banking app and review only the last 24 hours of activity. You do not scroll for 6 months. You do not drown in information. You simply look at what happened today. For each transaction, you ask yourself 3 questions. 1. Did this spending match my priorities and goals? 2. Would my future self be proud of this decision? And 3. Is there a pattern here that I keep repeating? Very quickly, you begin to see stories in your spending. You may notice a Friday night delivery pattern, where you always order food when tired. You may notice a boredom shopping pattern, where you buy things online late at night. You may see a status coffee pattern, where you pay extra not for coffee, but for how it looks. When you see these patterns, give them names. For example, boredom Amazon, stress delivery, or procrastination shopping. Naming them makes it harder to lie to yourself. The next time you reach for your phone, you will remember the name and hesitate.
This daily bank review takes less than 2 minutes, but it creates emotional connection to your money. You stop being surprised by your balance because you know what happened. You become the main character in your financial story instead of a confused observer. After 1 month of this habit, most people start spending more intentionally without forcing it. The daily ritual keeps money in their awareness, and awareness changes behavior.
Chapter 3. Pay yourself first, automatically. The third habit flips the usual money formula. Most people live by this pattern: earn, then spend, then save whatever is left. Usually nothing. Financially literate people follow a different pattern: earn, then save, then spend what is left. The habit is called pay yourself first. Instead of treating saving as an afterthought, you train your brain to see saving as your first bill and the most important one. Here is how to do it. On payday, before paying anyone else, you transfer a fixed percentage of your income into a separate savings account. A common starting point is 10%. If that feels impossible, start with 1 or 2%. The exact number matters less than building the reflex.
For example, if your monthly income is $3,000, you pay yourself $300 on day 1 by moving it into a freedom account. You then live on the remaining $2,700. After a few weeks, your lifestyle adapts to the lower amount, just like people adapt to rent increases. But this time, the extra is going to your future, not to a landlord or a company. The key is to make the transfer automatic. Set up an automatic transfer with your bank so it happens without you making a decision each time. Each manual decision is a chance to break the habit. Automation removes that risk. Over a full year, this single habit can build thousands in savings without feeling like a giant sacrifice. More importantly, it changes your identity. You no longer see yourself as someone who tries to save. You become someone who always pays himself or herself first. That mindset is the foundation of wealth.
Chapter 4. The Monday Subscription Kill. The fourth habit targets a modern problem: subscription creep. Little by little, people collect subscriptions they barely use. Streaming, apps, tools, memberships. Each one looks cheap, but together, they quietly drain your money every month. This habit is simple and even satisfying. Every Monday, you cancel or downgrade one subscription you do not truly need. First, you perform a subscription audit. Look at your bank and card statements from the last 1 to 3 months and list every subscription: streaming services, music platforms, cloud storage, fitness apps, gaming passes, newsletters, anything that charges you regularly.
Next, you mark each one as one of the following. 1. Essential. You use it weekly, and it clearly improves your life or work. 2. Optional. You use it sometimes, but you could live without it. 3. Dead weight. You almost never use it or forgot you had it. Each Monday, you choose one dead weight or week optional subscription and cancel it. No debate, no guilt. You are simply cleaning your financial closet. The money you free up is then redirected into your freedom account or debt payoff. This ensures that every dollar you rescue from waste starts working for you.
Within a few months, this habit can remove several unnecessary charges and create an extra flow of money without you doing extra work. It also trains you to be more conscious when considering new subscriptions. Instead of thinking only $9.99, you start thinking, is this worth adding to my monthly financial load? This small weekly ritual is like closing small leaks in a boat. Over time, it can be the difference between slowly sinking and moving calmly forward.
Chapter 5. The 30-second purchase pause. The fifth habit protects you from impulse spending. Modern life is designed to make you buy quickly. One-click ordering, limited time offers, flash sales, countdown timers. The less time you think, the more money businesses make. The habit is to build a tiny wall of time between your impulse and your purchase. A 30-second pause. Whenever you are about to make a non-essential purchase above a small threshold, for example, 10 or 20 units of your currency,
You pause for 30 seconds and ask yourself 3 questions. Will I still be glad I bought this 30 days from now? Does this purchase move me closer to my financial goals or further away? Am I buying this to solve a real problem or just to change how I feel right now?
You must answer honestly. If you cannot clearly answer yes to the first 2 questions, or if you notice that your main goal is to escape boredom, sadness, stress, or comparison, then you do not buy. That is all. You do not need a complex rule, just 30 seconds of honest thinking. This habit works because emotional spending is fast and unconscious. By forcing yourself to slow down, you bring the logical part of your brain into the decision. A few seconds of thinking are often enough to break the spell. Over a year, this small habit can save you from dozens of unnecessary purchases. That money can then fuel your savings, investments, or experiences that truly matter to you. Chapter 6. The Weekly Money Lesson. The 6th habit grows your financial intelligence directly. Many people stay financially stuck because they repeat the same mistakes, not because the world is unfair, but because they never upgrade their money knowledge. The habit is to learn one money concept every week and apply it immediately. Choose one fixed time per week, for example, Sunday afternoon or evening. For about 20 minutes, you focus on a single topic. It could be
Compound interest and how it grows money over time. Opportunity cost, the hidden price of choosing one option over another. The difference between good debt that can grow your net worth and bad debt. Basic budgeting rules like the 50-30-20 method. How index funds work. How emergency funds protect you from chaos. You do not try to master everything in one day. You pick one idea, learn it through an article, a chapter of a book, or a short video, and then you apply it that same week in some small way. For example, after learning about compound interest, you might run a simple calculator to see how much a small automatic monthly investment could grow in 10 or 20 years. After learning about emergency funds, you might decide on a realistic emergency savings goal and start moving a small amount each month toward it.
By the end of 12 weeks, you will have 12 new practical money concepts in your mind and some real changes in your behavior. After a year, you will think very differently about money than most people around you. Knowledge alone is not enough, but when knowledge and habits combine, your financial life can change dramatically. Chapter 7. The Monthly Net Worth Check. The 7th habit puts all your progress into one simple number, your net worth. Once a month, on the same date, for example, the first day of the month, you sit down for about 10 minutes and fill out a short list. Net worth is just a clear way to see where you stand financially. It is not about comparing yourself to others. It is about comparing yourself now with yourself in the past. The formula is simple. Net worth equals everything you own minus everything you owe. Once a month, on the same date, for example, the first day of the month, you sit down for about 10 minutes and fill out a short list.
First, you list your assets, cash and checking accounts, money and savings accounts, investment accounts, any other assets that have real value, like gold or other investments. Add these numbers to get your total assets. Then, you list your liabilities, credit card balances, personal loans, car loans, student loans, any other debts you owe. Add these numbers to get your total liabilities. Finally, you subtract total liabilities from total assets. The result is your net worth. It might be negative at first. That is okay. Many people start that way. You write this number down with the date. Next month, you do the same. Over time, if you are practicing the previous habits, tracking expenses, paying yourself first, reducing waste, and so on, your net worth should start to improve, even if slowly. The power of this habit is that it shows you the big picture. Your bank balance may go up and down during the month, but your net worth check tells you if your overall direction is up or down. It also gives you motivation because you can see progress even when it feels slow day to day. By turning your financial life into a simple monthly number that you track, you make your progress visible and real.
Chapter 8.
Build a money conversation circle. The eighth habit recognizes a hard truth. Your money behavior is heavily influenced by the people around you. If your environment is full of people who always complain about money, always spend impulsively, and never plan, it is hard to behave differently for long. This habit is to intentionally create better money conversations in your life. Once a month, you have a focused conversation about money with at least one person who is responsible with money or trying to become so. This could be a family member who manages their budget well, a friend who invests consistently, a colleague who paid off debt, or even someone you meet online in a serious finance community.
Chapter 6. The Weekly Money Lesson. The sixth habit grows your financial intelligence directly. Many people stay financially stuck because they repeat the same mistakes, not because the world is unfair, but because they never upgrade their money knowledge. The habit is to learn one money concept every week and apply it immediately. Choose one fixed time per week, for example, Sunday afternoon or evening. For about 20 minutes, you focus on a single topic. It could be,
the structure for this monthly conversation can be simple. 1. Share one win from the last month. For example, I paid off a credit card, or I saved $200 this month. 2. Share one challenge you faced. For example, I struggle with food delivery spending. 3. Ask what their biggest money lesson has been recently. 4. Share what you are trying to change next month. 5. Set the date for the next conversation. The goal is not to show off or compare incomes. The goal is to create accountability and exchange ideas. When you speak your goals out loud and report progress, your brain takes them more seriously. When you hear how others solve problems, you get strategies you might never think of alone. Over time, these money conversations can shift your mindset. You stop feeling alone with your financial problems and start feeling part of a group that is moving forward.
if you follow this plan, after 90 days, you will be a very different person financially. You will know where your money goes. You will be saving automatically. You will waste less. You will understand more. You will have a clearer view of your financial position. You will not be perfect, but you will be in motion. Financial literacy is not something you finish. It is something you practice. These 8 habits are your daily and weekly practice. Start today with just one habit. Track your expenses for the next 24 hours, then build from there. Your future self, living with more peace and more options, will look back at this moment as the turning point. Booksmart Club, April 2026. All rights reserved.